obtained, that was given to him as a tool, and that it's made out of verdigris, which is or verdigris, I guess, that can resist the fire that's inside there. It's a Zamboni, dude. What do you think about that, Frank? That's like my best thing I can think of.
I still have just no idea though. Like that does seem reasonable, like for like scooping coals, like moving coals.
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Kind of like a tool to do that, but yeah, no idea.
It just doesn't have any symbolism that makes sense. It's just the kind of, it's a different color, but it's kind of a similar color to all of his jewelry and shit. Like, I don't know. That's the best thing I can come up with. So far, the script flows, and that's what matters. I'm following what I'm putting down, and I'm not always following what I'm putting down.
Yeah, it's good.
To be clear, I'm suggesting that the chains and the dragons themselves are made out of same materials that were used to birth the dragons in the first place. Gravelstone. There's just no pots that size, or I just can't think of anything, dude. It's a big walk. I love that. What's up, Slopey? What's up, Slopey Slope? What's up, BB Beebs? They're wasting dragons. So what I mean is they're made out of the same stuff. So they start using gravelstone later. They first start building these things with metal, right? This kind of like special metal, whatever this shit is, right? Like, this is obviously a kind of special metal. Some of these are stone-ish, but they're not this porous gravel stone, right? And especially down here, it's this kind of like iron or something, right? But it's this special kind of stuff that is very resistant. This here is made out of the same stuff that dragons are made out of. This is the rusting version of it because it's gone through the forge. It just hasn't been divinely ritualed in order to ensoul it. I refuse, Gilla. So I wrote a methods and presuppositions paper, or rather I started one, and I start with the proposition and premise that everything has a purpose and everything has a place, and I'll never rest on in-game concession. The forge is made to make everything. I am not adjusting it at all. In fact, we should make a bigger one that's more and more expensive. I'm going to do that. Remind me, BB. Can you text me on Discord? Okay. Here's the thing. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the story of the forge? The actual, true story of the forge? The real thing that actually happened? Make the mountaintop cauldron great again, dude. Alright, this is what happened. Stalactites usually form on porous and permeable stone, and that's just what those chains look like. Porousness is a trait of stone that has very small holes. This permeability allows for the water to flow through the stone. Gravel, for example, has high permeability. To be clear, I'm suggesting that the chains and the dragons themselves are made out of the same materials that were used to birth the ancient dragons in the first place. Gravelstone. Rexy, forge me, baby! Whatever the forge is made of, and likewise the divine towers, it's resistant to the formation of stalactites. There are no hanging icicles on any of these structures, even if they're right next to each other, right next to other buildings, or right next to other. I'll just say this. You got corrupted monk, nice dude. Right here. So whatever the forge is made out of, so the divine towers are a different thing, but they're made out of the same stuff as this. Here, so like if we look around a bunch, let me show you. I'm lost, help, help, help. I know where I am. For what it's worth, I think these guys built the forge. So if you look here, this is the same stuff as the forge. Over here. This is the same stuff as the forge. These structures. You can see that these structures are kind of built all in. This is the gravel stone that makes the giants, by the way. This is what the dragons. This is what ancient dragons are made out of. In case you were wondering, this is them, just not quite broken down yet and beaten. But they will be, and then eventually there will be a cataclysm. And this will be this is what turns into dragon stuff when you melt them. This is melted dragon, in case anybody was wondering what melted dragons look like. It looks like this. And so if you look here, these icicles on this asset are telling us something. These are like super porous kinds of things that allow these icicles to go. There was water flowing here, for one. Big flying stones, yeah. I mean, we already knew that. It's just explaining how they're big flying stones. Gravity is a thing. But there was flowing water here over these chains. They must have been created from stone. Oh, you missed the beginning, Slopey. Yeah. You'll see. You're going to love this video, dude. You helped with it a lot. You can see that it's here. Right? So, water came flowing somewhere. Or it got hot and the snow melted or something, right? But when that happened... I mean, it could have rained. I don't know. It never rains here. But when that happened, icicles formed here, right? I mean, it definitely could, Vopop. It definitely could. But here's the thing. This is right here. And this is right here. By the way, this is also what dragons are made out of. You see? You see? Shh. That's probably the best shot, actually. These were put here later with different kinds of stuff. Oops. Yeah, so this here, this is the stuff. This is the stuff. This is what you make dragons out of. And you can see that this stuff is repurposed. This stuff is the leftover shit. It's oxidized and it's all fucked up, right? It's all weird. It's just kind of like thrown right into the edge of this, right? You see the platform here? I don't know, actually. We can go look. There's 2 of these. Right? This one, as you can see, is not made out of the platform. It's different. This one has icicles all the way to it. It's like clear as day. It's telling us something. It's telling us that icicles don't form on this stuff. They just don't. Or else they would. It's right here. This one isn't made out of that shit. This is just made out of these rocks. Whatever this is, which is gravel stone, is what dragons are made out of, right? This is made out of the kind of the cheaper version of that. It oxidizes.
No, they forged the dragon.
No, they made the dragons out of the gravel. Yeah, they made it. They made them out of the stones. That's what the whole forge is for.
The ancient dragons were constructed, not born.
No, no.
I think Karen might be, as they say in Australia, having a go.
You can see on one side of the chains that the entrance to the arena lacks icicles. On the other hand side, however, which is not braced by the tower materials, the icicles are clear. Yep. Yeah, this is gravel. This is gravel stone. Always has been, dude. And so the Titans, the original Titans, the OG Titans, the old guys, because the Titans would have been around for a long, 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 long time. The ones who built this, right? You can imagine, like, humans have been around for a long time, and some built stuff that's like, whoa, and the other ones built other shit. The ones who built this would have had a long time of not building shit like this, right? And then when they need to build some other shit, right, it goes like this. So those are going to be ice dragons, right? And that's so Nox magic is moon magic, and the ice dragons are a thing, and the ice dragons, I believe, like when I say I believe, I mean I literally like I think this. I think that the ice dragons come from the evolving dragons over time. That's super fucking funny, Kahuna. So these are just rocks. That's the point I'm trying to make. They used a bunch of this shit to make dragons. This is different. But it's definitely the same people. Unless we think this is the fire giants, but I don't think it is. I think it's way before the fire giants. And it's because the stuff that they used can break the other stuff. I think it's leftover slag. That's exactly what happened. It gets pensive, dude. So we're not creating dragons to make concrete. We're creating dragons to make dragons. Because a god told us to, and they said it was a good idea. These guys got told by a god. The dragons were the end goal, yeah. And then, the dragons turn on you, right? Imagine that you make some dragons, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, fuck you. Like, I don't like you making me. There's the shot right there. They're like, I don't like you making me. They're like, don't fucking make me. What's up, Parabellum? They're like, don't fucking make me, dude. So I thought of this originally, Vopop, and I don't think so. I think in that way it's a Forge of Dragons. And that it's called the Forge of the Giants because the Giants are the caretakers of it after the war with the Giants, way after. That's the idea, exactly. Also, these are so fucking cool, and they have no good explanation, and I love them so much. They're just such a fucking cool thing. If anybody can figure out what this symbol is, I'll lose my fucking mind, dude. This looks kind of Aztec to me. But I love this thing. I love this thing.
I still think the line cut in that little arc looks just like the Destined Death Daggers.
I think it does. I totally think it does. I totally think it does. Maybe we're just looking at it wrong.
I think that's what it is, but I think that's a similar look.
A picture of what, Karen? Oh, of this? Like maybe you can find something like it? Yeah, sure. My religion, dude. I'm gonna call it how Baal burned the world. I'll get you a better one. It's so weird how capture cards change color a little bit, and it fucking drives me crazy. Thank you, BB. The Prophet of Verdigre, dude. Somebody has symbols on their foot that look like that? That's interesting. Yeah, so it's how Baal burned the world. So I know it's a bit of a spiral, but it's a weird one. It reminds me mostly of the Ritual Sword Talisman, is like the closest I can get. But still, anyways, the point I'm trying to make to everybody here is this. That if they didn't want to tell us something interesting about these icicles, they wouldn't be such a standout asset that's crazy. They wouldn't have had one tower that's built out of gravelstone here bracing this wall, which is so strange, right? And then also, they wouldn't have a chain that's going into this wall being braced with this right here and nothing, and then right next to it a second chain. There's no reason for two ways into this arena. It makes no sense. It's like fucking one of the only arenas that does that. And it does it because they're trying to show you that this stuff, icicles, and the other stuff doesn't. Also, this color is really weird and it's freaking me the fuck out. Is there a giant in there? Is this a giant's nose? No. Okay. I want to ride my icicle. I want to ride my ice. All right, let me label these. Why did I take so many screenshots of these? Okay, this is what we need. We need this. Keep this in mind. As I tell you the next bit of this story, keep this in mind right here. Alright? Keep this in mind right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, Siggy Triggs. Alright, oh McGilla, dude. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I had a blast. The best part's coming up. It's coming right up. Okay, we can get rid of this. That's good. This is gone. Don't need this. Got him, man. Thursday sounds good. It's my son's birthday coming up this weekend. So I expect nothing but subs. Everybody better just fucking throw money at me. Or I'm not going to be able to stream anymore because I'm going to be homeless. Okay, I'll label these later. Does anybody want to make $15? Labeling stuff that would take me forever? Yeah, 10,000 gifted sub, dude. That's what I need. I could run for president. It's true. No, his birthday's tomorrow. I thought there was only 31 days. I'm a fucking dumbass, Karen. It's technically the day after tomorrow. I thought there was 30 days, and it was gonna be tonight at midnight. It's tomorrow at midnight. Let's see. Oops, I'm on the wrong computer. I need another mic. Let's gander. Oh, interesting. Let's see this. Maybe I can scrap this whole bit. Am I just not loading assets or something? This is on the way into the arena? It does not. I don't really know how that works. This fire giant is not. Thanks, Steve John. I'm just being stupid, dude. It should work. I have literally everything posted up, dude. It should work. Yeah, I always go on this side. Okay, let's see. So I always go this way. I always go this way. I don't see it here. Let's go the other way. This would be a good catch. This would be a careful catch. This would mean that I could scrap this whole thing, and alternatively would that's for sure. The forge was for sure created by those guys. Let's see. Is this on? Let's see. The Giants did not kick the Titans' ass, though. This did not happen. They were not on the planet at the same time. For sure. This I promise you. Fuck am I? There we go. Here's that shot, by the way, Frank. Okay. Stupid. Right. I think this is on the chains. Let's see. What is this? Okay. Let's see. This is definitely ice on the towers. Why are we looking at skeleton strips? What's up, Morgoth Pete Lover? Best name. We are explaining the Divine Tower or the Giant Forge of the Giants. Okay, this definitely looks like ice on the tower. The question is... I mean, this definitely looks like ice on the towers, huh? It's exactly, it is the towers, no question. That's like long-standing, though. Yeah, nuts. That's okay, though. I mean, it's almost, it's just like it is what it is. It just means we get to scrap that bit and we don't have to talk about it. That's always the best news. I wish there was a bunch more of these, honestly. And I think that there would be. This is... No, it doesn't matter at all. I thought it was a nice, touch. Touches like that are just fun and nice. Well, he wants to fight. He wants to be a warrior, dude. It still feels to me like the ice is on these porous materials and not really on the tower, and that this is like stuck out from it. So strange. Where did the water come from? So do we think that the water is just runoff? First no Himalaya fight? That's the way. Naked Zero Buffs is nuts. Okay, let's get to scrapping then. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it feels like runoff or something, right? Okay, let's just scrap this. Don't need it. Don't need it. I'm not sure that it's made of metal like this. I think this is the gravel stone that they're made out of. I think that the buildings and the dragons are made out of the same shit.
So you're saying the top of this thing is made of the same material as the dragons, right?
It feels like that to me.
So they definitely have a different like proportion. Like the gravel stone has a lot more gold in it.
That's
So
true.
if you mean like they use this rock to kind of they render this rock into something that like as they burn off impurities it becomes gravel stone, I could see that. But the
That's
gravel
interesting.
stone
Well,
has a lot more.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. This just feels like stone to me of some kind. Still.
I feel like it's metal, but
Oh,
I don't
like
know.
like cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, these dragons are so fucking weird. They have two different colors. Okay, doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's go with their oxidized. Yeah. Okay. The Stone Age. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Beat the fire giant. That sounds right. It is. Did music just end? Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck is happening? Next. The doorway at the base of the structure? Are you talking about at the base of, yes, we looked at it today, Slobedy. Are you talking about, like, which door are you talking about? What's up, movie move? Alright, let me see here. They are definitely a later edition, yeah. They remind me a lot of Frampton Koth from Dark Souls 1, mostly because of their teeth and also their expression. This is just an observation. Oh, at the forge, there's a, where is it? Show me, show me, show me. I would love there to be a door down here. How far down are we talking about? Or do you mean like these? Because these are just little openings. These aren't really doors. This is where the forge cracked on the way down, though, and this is where all the gravel stone ran out and ran over. Because this thing was fucking full. There's a door that you can see running up the chains. Are you talking about this? Or are you talking about this? I think that. Well, so I decided actually to take it off because I don't know. I don't know what to think exactly. Yeah, I see what you mean, but I don't think it's a door. I think this is just the bottom of the forge, which is a really fucking cool shot, actually. Look at this. That looks like a kind of optical illusion face, though, doesn't it? Ah. This is a cool area, though. I don't know if we can take its structure as canon, but it's definitely, you know, Divine Tower. So what I want to say is, Falcon, that this stuff, whatever this stuff is, that the forge is made out of, is different than whatever the stuff is that the Divine Towers are made out of when they have the gold flecks in them, which would be like this, right? Like this material and that material are clearly different. There's like a goldish in here. It's like blue. It's like blue and gold. It's like almost lapis, but not really, obviously. This stuff. This is the old stuff. When we go to the forge, there's not really these hints of gold in there. You see? But this stuff does have it, and the dragons would have been all right. Mooby. Gold in the rock from Altus. Let's see. Yeah, it's really similar. It's really similar. It's really similar, yeah. But it doesn't have that blue. I mean, it could just be the blue from, like, the area, for sure. But I think that that's the rock. That's the kind of rock the Divine Towers are built out of. And that's the kind of rock that the dragons are probably made out of over time. But if we look at... oops. If we look at this, right? This is the stuff that dragons are made out of, right? And that's a kind of like slightly this is more like, I think, the stuff in So do you wanna say you wanna explain it backwards, that the cataclysm explains the gold everywhere? That we're just walking on dragon guts, like how we're walking on dinosaurs? You think the base of the forge collapsed before it was bigger? Slightly, but not much. I'm going to tell you what happened right now, and you're going to be like, oh shit, that's crazy. Okay, let me put this back on. And then we're going to golf. Boy. It's like not even close, right, Quinn? What I do know is that when there was no other way to kill the ancient dragons, they needed to be smelted down. Yeah, so that's what I wanna. That's for sure gonna be explained by this. So it's interesting to think about the other bit. And smelt them the Titans did. Yeah, we did that too. We went over there earlier. The dragons are interesting. They remind me of the stone dragons on the side of the forge, is what I need to say here. They remind me a lot of Frampton Koth from Dark Souls 1, mostly because of their teeth, but also because of their expressions. This is just a fun observation. The chains and dragons are telling a story. When we look at the cauldron from a top-down view, we see that 3 dragons are in 3 points of a square, but 1 dragon's missing. Yeah, we went hard actually. All right, so look, if you look over here, and you look down, you can see there's the one dragon on this side, and then there's two dragons, one over there and one over there, right? And you can see that really what they make is 4 points of a square, right? They make 4 points of a square. There was 4 dragons on here at some point, for sure. I need to turn this AC off. Getting chilly and wasting money. There was definitely, absolutely 4 dragons. The 4th dragon would be exactly where the large gash was in the the 4th dragon would be exactly where the large gash is in the forge. In my view, this dragon was ripped from the cauldron, and I can share more clues as to what happened here, and what the chains were actually for. Alright, so look. Imagine that there's a dragon over here, and it gets ripped off. Boom! Right, it gets pulled off. And when it gets pulled off, it does so because of so much pressure in here. Right, and the only way to get pressure in here to make something like that go boom is to put a lid on it. Where the lid is probably in shards under all kinds of bullshit. Yeah, there's 4, yeah. Oh, shit. So imagine that there is... So look, let's do it again. So we have the top one, the left one, the right one, and the bottom one, right? There would be 4, but there's only 3, right? There's only 3. And that's fucking weird, right? That's weird. Still the materials of the dragon. That's right, Parabellum. Exactly. And so she becomes the divine kindling required to bring the flame back into being. But you can't kill the fire that's made out of dragon guts. Right? It never dies. And eventually it gets worshipped by the giants who make the fell god, who bring the fell god into it and things like that, right? The 4th dragon would be exactly where the large gash is in the forge. In my view, this dragon was ripped off from the cauldron, and I can share more clues as to what happened here and what the chains were actually for. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. This is the masterwork. This is the thing that fucking blew my mind. Remember that the chain we climbed up is awkwardly wound around the dragon we need to platform to reach the lip of the forge. How does the chain of that size get wound around a big stone dragon? Well, easy. The chain went over the top of the forge and connected to the dragon that used to be on the other side of the cauldron, right? So there used to be, this chain used to go up and over, and it would connect right here. And that means that this chain would go up and over and connect to here, right? Isn't it interesting, Falcon? That is actually a good point. Why don't we, when we do the frenzied flame, why do we get to become kindling? What's up with that? Haunted in every age, dude. When we look at the chain that's wound around the dragon, we see something amazing. And we do, indeed. The end link that goes into the dragon is circular, but every other chain link has 2 holes, right? So we can look in here. This is probably not the best one to pick, actually. I mean, it's obviously still right here, but I'll show you over here. Doesn't matter. The end link is circular. All right. I'm going to tell you, because it's forging dragons. It's called the Forge because it was forging dragons. But it's called the Forge of the Giants because that's what America and Godfrey called it. Because they didn't want to call it a crucible. Okay, so when we look at the chain that's wound around the dragon, we see something amazing. The end link that goes into the dragon is circular, but every other chain link has 2 holes, right? Check it out. One for the previous link. So like you see the chain that has 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way down. Did you see? 2 all the way down. Every chain has 2 holes. One for the previous link and one for the next link. If that chain is intact, we should be able to follow all of the 2-holed links down to the end, where we should find another circular link. And this is just what we find. If we go down from here, we find the other circular link. This was connected to a stone dragon at some point. No question. No question. God damn it. No question. This was connected to another stone dragon. So you guys can see this is a circular link. These are 2 chained links all the way up to the top. There's a circular link in his mouth. Well, not his mouth, but you know, like where it always is. I'll get a good shot of it, but it's right here. Right inside. That is just how chains work. That's correct, Bacon. Kind of. You can also have this 2 kind of chain that has 1 around the dragon and 1 to the next link. Right? So you could have 2 link, 2 link, 2 link, 2 link instead of 1 circular link, 2 link, 2 link, 2 link, 2 link, 2 link. Yeah, they were used to hold the dragons. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so anyways, but the point is that this is the evidence that we need to know that it goes over the top, right? So what about the other 2 chains? Each chain still connected to its dragon at the top of the forge, circular end link intact, right? So we have the circular link here, and we have the circular link here, right? So those are here, but they fall short of being a full chain. Each is missing the other end, right? So when we go to the bottom, you can see that there's no circular chain here. Right, it ends on a 2 link, open. This one, on this side. Starts with a circle, goes all the way down, ends with a 2 link, open. Right? 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 Oh, right. When we carefully count the intact chain, we see approximately 36 links. Whatever happened, the 2 chains split, and we lost a link in the process. And the other chain, instead of snapping, pulled the dragon from the edge. Or pulled the stone dragon. This was the first damage that was dealt to the forge. Whatever it was being used for, it wasn't designed for. Now I can change this, because I changed the structure. Me too, dude. I am not saying Grand Sax popped out of this thing. I'm saying Bale popped out of this thing. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. In a minute. Not yet, in a minute. So look. This was the first damage that was dealt to the forge. Right? The first damage that was dealt to the forge was the stone dragon at the top here that was put later, right? It was put later, was kind of like put in here, gets ripped off, right? It gets ripped off. And the first thing that it does, of course, you can imagine, imagine like a chain linked here, right? And then there's a lid under it, and there are two chains that go over the top, and it pops, right? It goes bang, and it breaks it snaps one of the chains in half over the top, and it rips the stone dragon off the other side of the forge, right? And what you end up with, right? What you end up with is a chain that slaps around from this side like this, really high, right? Of course, it's going to go straight up. Yeah, Hak 2 will pop out that tang, dude. Exactly. And it whipped around one time, shoop, and it landed inside, and it went right, and hit this a bunch. And then it whipped out, and it got stuck on this here. And it whipped it through, bang, caused a rupture. The stuff that was inside is pouring out of this side and pouring out of this side now, right? Not pouring out of this side as much because this is a pull wound to the forge, right? So this goes bang, and this is the stuff that pops out with it, but it doesn't have this thing, right? On this side, the chain, you can see, the chain gets stuck on the way in and gets pulled up and pulled back out, right? Shrunk, right? Snoop Dogg, Profdo, dude. Profdo. And then it goes around again, shroomf, goes back in, right? It's going super fast, though, right? Prof Dog, dude. And then what you get when you get a chain that pops off the other side is a chain that winds around this stone dragon, shoop. The dragon that was on the end probably just got melted inside the stuff, right? And you end up with a single circular chain link on the far end of a completed chain. You end up with a circular chain link around the dragon, obviously. Right? It's pushed up a little bit. We can kind of see it like this. You end up with a circular link that goes around the dragon. It's like pushed up all the way to the top. And then you end up with a circular link here. A snapped chain here, missing two links. A circular chain on this side. A snapped chain going all the way down that doesn't have its circular bit. And you end up with a completed chain that you can count the links of. And if you count the links of this chain and you add this together and this together, you get 1, 2 chains. 4 a.m. I'm just getting started. For my birthday, I threw me a surprise party, dude. Like the flames crying out or screaming? Yeah, it definitely could be. I've only done that ending twice, I think. Because I fucking hate platforming. Anyways, this is what happened to the forge, right? We can imagine that the dragon was ripped off with incredible force, while the other chain which went over the top of the forge was snapped in half. The snapped chain was likely pulled over the top of the intact chain given the force of the whipping chain, but that's just speculation. That doesn't matter. The intact chain would have whipped over the other side and wound around the other dragon head once, whipping back into the forge and skewering the sides in a circular motion, and that's just the kind of damage we see around the inside of the forge. Then it would have swung back out, wound around again, and slammed back into the other side of the wall, leaving another massive gash in the side opposite its original anchored position. Once these two major pieces of damage have been done, the chain winds around the dragon one more time, slamming into the mountain and getting lodged into the ground, where we later find it and use it as a bridge to ascend the forge. Here, we have to speculate, as there simply isn't enough tangible evidence to help us explain what was actually happening when the cauldron turned from a forge into something of a pressure cooker ready to explode. One thing is for sure, though. The forge exploded, and it hurled volcanic-style ash and stone into the lands between, leaving pocks in the skulls of titans near it and covering the mountaintop of the giants in magma. This magma would have flown as far out So the dragons, so you can imagine like this. This chain here, right? I don't think so. This chain here went over the top of that chain. Over here, right? Oh, there's actually evidence that there was a lid. Look where the damage all goes from the blast. It doesn't go to the edge here. You can imagine, so this is half a chain here, Gunslinger. The other half of this chain is right here. These two chains went over the top over here. Here, let me draw you a picture. Let me draw you a picture. Paint! Okay, so imagine this. Imagine here's the inside of the forge. I don't need that last one. So imagine you got it. Okay, yeah. So imagine that this is actually maybe a useful exercise. Anyways, I'm gonna do it anyways. Where are you, mouse? Come here. That you have one chain connected here, and then you've got the double links, right? And it goes all the way over here, and this one goes here, and there would have been a lid on top, right? And so you're burning these dragons, right? You're burning these dragons. And there's got to be some way of like lifting the lid and slipping the dragons in and then letting it back out and then tightening it down, right? That kind of stuff. And so in here, right, you've got this whole thing. You've got this fire. And normally what you're burning is regularly ass dragons, right? Normally you're just burning just good old-fashioned gravel stone, right? Gravel stone type beats, right?
Regular ass immortal dragons.
Regular ass immortal dragons, right? But regular ass immortal dragons don't explode. They just don't explode. Maybe we don't need to talk about his foot being pulled off by the chain. I think that it definitely has... I think it has a lid. I'm sold on the lid, especially when I look at it from above. I mean, the chains definitely went over the top. They definitely went over the top. Like, there was definitely 4 stone dragons and 2 complete chains. The lid is not what the fire giant uses in his fight, under any circumstances. Yeah, we need the lid. So I'm saying that the jarring ritual in the lands between goes way back. Way back. We might as well call him fucking Saint Placidusax. Yes, ledge! I love that one. I like that. I like that all uppercase. So the lid that the fire giant uses in his fight is very, 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 very small. It's, I mean, look at the size of this guy, and imagine him holding a lid. This guy's just chilling. Imagine him holding a lid. This is like 150 times bigger than that. Like, it's not even close. It's not even in the realm of possibility. It's just not even close. Like, I wanted it to be so badly. So badly did I want that to be the lid, but it is not. I am afraid the lid. It is not. And so because dragons can get away, right? We can imagine the Titans beating the shit out of some dragons, fucking bang, 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 boom, 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 right? And then you beat it up real good, and then you toss it in your fire cooker, and you put the lid on it, and you pull the chain real tight, right? And so there had to be a way. There had to be some kind of way to do this, right? I mean, that's awesome. I don't know anything about that. Don't tell me anything more about it until I finish this video, and then tell me, and then send me the video. This is definitely molten dragon guts, no question. That's what this is. This fire is what's left. No, you're good. You're good. I'm just being silly. What's left over of this fire and ash is what happens when Baal becomes Baal that we come to know and love. And I have a smoking gun here. This here would have been 2 pieces of the dragon head. Like, we can look at the dragon heads pretty carefully. And we can see kind of where that would have dragged, right? You can kind of see where that would have dragged. Kind of cool. Like, on this side, it would have been his forehead. And over here, it would have been, like, in between the teeth or something like that, like from the side. But this stuff was burning dragon guts when it popped. For sure. And there was definitely a lid. And the lid fit into these little grooves. And I wish there was one, but the lid would have exploded, right? The lid would have exploded, right? Okay, this is where we argue a little bit. Yeah, this is definitely a lid. Yeah, this is definitely a lid. This is where the lid went down, right? And so the I mean, I almost want to say that they only used these one time. Like, maybe the story is this. Maybe the story is this. What if one of the Titans does Dragon Communion? And becomes Baal. And they've been burning dragons for a long time without any problems. There's no lid, there's no need for or there's a lid, but they don't need chains to hold it down or anything, right? They've just been burning these dragons. And then all of a sudden, one of the Titans does Dragon Communion. Or a couple of them or whatever. And make really fucking big. Really fucking big. Makes a big ass giant. And they go, oh no. And it's Baal. And what they need to do, what they think they need to do, they're like, we can't hold it down. What we need to do is chain it up. We need to beat its ass. And we need to put it in here. And chain it up. And then it will die. It's going to take longer. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This is definitely a lid. Yeah, this is definitely a lid.
See, instead of them executing the dragons, like if the dragons were made here, then that already explains the residue inside. And then this would just be kind of like a makeshift, like when Baal goes funny, like he's the first one ever to do Dragon Communion. He's the first, like he killed an ancient dragon and ate its heart, and like
Yep.
what the fuck do you do with someone who does that?
That's
And,
what
like,
it is. That's what it is.
They just wouldn't know what to do with him at all. Like, is there a way to get the heart back out? Like, does he actually count as a dragon now? Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's an okay thing to allow to happen. I don't know. But, like, you want to lock him away somewhere while you decide. And, I don't know where you could possibly lock Baal away except in the Titan's Cauldron.
Okay, so in that case, we can get rid of the rebellion. Do we think that Placidusax didn't rebel? I think I'm coming around to that,
Oh.
Falcon. Because I think we don't need the Dragon Rebellion against the Titans then,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Because this just ends the Titans right now, and then you can have a whole Age of Dragons right afterwards. with this
Exactly,
insect
exactly.
Lord.
So as the Titans forge more and more dragons, right? So we don't need that bit, right?
But clearly, Bale wasn't made by the same process because he's not made of stone.
Yeah,
He has
clear.
that
Yeah,
weird heart that isn't a dragon heart.
that's the
Like
most
he
important part.
came from something humanoid.
Yep. Okay.
What do you do the very first time someone blasphemes? You got to make up justice for it. You can't just like rely on anything from the past.
Me too, Dome Master. But also, I love your name. But also, I think there's something more here. I think there's something more here. Yeah. So actually, we're thinking that the Zamor might have turned into ice dragons over time. What does a civilization do the very first time someone blasphemes? How do you deal with a completely unknown threat to your Okay, good. We can get rid of this now.
So then the last question is, do we think Bale made his deal with the Fell God or not?
Oh, that's
He
interesting.
doesn't have to have, like he doesn't have to be Fell God related. But like
Uh,
with this being the Fell God's place, it kind of
yeah, no, for sure. So the significance of the names. So Theodorix was a troll, and he is a troll who took Dragon Communion and became Theodorix, Magma Worm, and then Makar, same.
a total aside is that Theodorix means gift of God.
Theodorix means gift of God. That's awesome.
Don't know if that's useful for anything. Probably not, but
Okay, so let's say this: as the Titans forge their dragons, they likely lived in harmony for quite some time. There's no evidence that dragons rose up against against the Titans. We'll just pivot 180.
honestly, I feel like the only thing I have like way back in the back of my head for Dragons v Titans comes from Heroes of Might and Magic, where they're just like implacable foes.
No,
I
we
don't
don't.
really.
We don't know. Nobody knows. An army up to raid his house. The idea of the architecture being of the Titans made of dragons and it being imperishable, I think High Road gave. What do you mean? They do have hearts. They have monoatrial hearts. I don't know what we're going to call them. Okay. Well, okay, so this chain, it did, Parabellum. So this changes things a little bit because how do we get somebody who eats a dragon heart? How do we get a Titan who eats a dragon heart? Oh, I just scrapped the stalactites bit altogether. Oh yeah, yeah. It just didn't seem strong enough. I thought what you brought to the table was good enough to not even worry about it. Inevitably, as often happens, how do we want to capture? We know it because of Bale's heart. I mean, maybe this is the way. Maybe this is the way, right? This happens time and time again in this world. A dragon forging Titan is seduced by the fell god. I mean, is it seduced by the fell god to take dragon communion in order to eat the heart in order to get trapped and then bring the fell god in here? No, 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 it's fucking sweet, dude. I appreciate it. Or do we want to say... I'm gonna have 3 hours to record this tomorrow before I send it to McFly. Yeah, there was definitely people at the end of the Age of the Ancient Dragons. Whoa. For sure, right? You gotta remember that the Age of the Dragons is, like, unfathomably long. It goes from the end of the age of these guys that built the Divine Towers and the Forge, and it goes all the way up to the beginning of the Crucible, which is like probably like a million years or something like that, right? Like dragons are immortal, they're stone skinned, they do crazy shit, but they're also super fucking lazy, right? Potato. I think it's a good one, dude. I think it's a good one. I love you. Mwah. I can't wait to get this done because I'm going to fucking take Laura off for 1 week like last time, and we're just going to play mad video games, dude. Even if we just golf all day, every day, that's what we'll do. Yeah, they definitely intended us to ask about it, yeah. Imagine, as happens time and time again in this world, a dragon forging titan is seduced by an outer god, which whispers to them to consume a dragon heart and take its power. The titan cannot resist and gorges on the heart of a dragon, committing a very first blasphemy, the first dragon communion. I argue that this first dragon communion results in a dragon we've all become intimately familiar with, Baal the Dread.
Well, Florisax says explicitly that he's the oldest dragon.
That Baal's the oldest dragon?
Yeah.
I thought she said explicitly that Placidusax is the oldest dragon. He's the oldest Drake, right?
No, well, so she says Baal is the oldest and most vile dragon.
Wait, let me see. Where did she say this? Oh, I need Dragon Priestess.
Dragon Communion Priestess.
So Baal is the oldest and vilest of all dragons.
And she isn't very consistent with the terminology, but she means lesser dragons, I think, and not the ancient dragons. Because afterwards she says, Baal and his bloodline, the Drakes.
Because she says this really weird thing. A primordial dark dragon. That's interesting. Also true, Trevor. Plasty might know as well, but Marika and Godfrey won't know that the Elden Beast is what it is. Chernobog did. Yeah, no, I know. So she says that he is like the youngest and the oldest at different times. When she compares him to Egon, she says, "In a long time past, Baal turned upon the Dragon Lord. He assailed our master and inflicted a grievous wound, only to make a hasty retreat, becoming a sworn enemy of the brood. Since that day, Baal and his bloodline, the Drakes, have served as sacrifices for Dragon Communion. Landbound warrior. My lord, Placidusax has shown your kind must be done. Seek communion. Sate your malice appetite." Yeah, because she didn't know what the fuck was going on, yeah. When you ask about Egon, she says, "I remember that name well. The broken Drake warrior, driven by bottomless hunger and fiery ambition. Precisely what the Dragon Lord envisioned for men who partake in Dragon Communion. The mad hunger and fierceness of spirit that only flows from those young and short of sight. He rather reminds me of Baal, in fact. Such thoughts are unfathomable to ones as old as we."
So she's definitely saying she's older than Baal at that, right?
For
there.
sure.
And that's because she's an ancient dragon, not just a.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I felt like it. Sorry.
No, 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 no. I'm saying I'm like I was like waiting for you to be like yeah to say that because I was like, do you agree with me there?
Yeah, you're good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's what we're looking for. This is a good video, dude.
It's a very good video.
It's a very good video, dude. Where's normal? What the fuck? God damn it. Biatrial. What's the thing that's bi in the atrial? Why am I fucking my mind is broken?
That it has two atria?
It's atria.
Oh yeah, atrium is the singular, atria is the plural. Sorry. Distinguished from the other hearts for who knows why.
Yeah.
Wait. You're saying he's the youngest of the oldest dragons? I thought you were saying he's the oldest of the youngest
Or
dragons.
sorry, that's right. Thanks. Good catch, dude.
The oldest of the younger dragons.
I don't want that. Somewhat akin to the shamans of the land of shadow. Bale's drakes would be systematically slaughtered by the dragons and their human counterparts. Drake warriors. What are they called? The Drake hunters? What does she call him? The Drake warriors, yeah. Starting to look like a script, boy! Drake Warriors, thanks, dude. No, Drake Warriors, Drake Warriors. Did I say Dark Warriors? Oh, thank you. I want to play some golf. This is really close now. What's up, Big Mike? So we lore hunt, and then we script, and then we record, and then we record video, and then we play golf, because then we send it off to our editor, and then he does the other stuff. But we are definitely on to something fucking awesome here. How are you doing today, Big Mike? I feel like I haven't seen you since 2 streams ago. Yeah, it's been really cool, man. This one's really good. It's about how the world came to be. If you want to play golf, you should absolutely join Twitch. We still got a little bit of time over here, though. No, I do all the voiceovers. So we do. So the first thing we do is we get the script right, and then I go through and I read the whole thing once or twice, and I send it to a few people in chat. If you want to be somebody who reads scripts, you're more than welcome to take a shot at it. It's not glorious, but somebody's got to do it. And then once we land on the script and we feel like it reads well and things like that, then I go through and I record all of the script in like paragraphs, basically. I read a lot. It's like I'm a professional reader, right? So I'm pretty quick about it and straightforward. And so then I just go through, I record and read the script. I use my nicer mic and things like that. I mean, I love this mic, but so I record all that, and then once that's all rocking and rolling, no, you're fucking. I'm trying to get you a team, Karen. I'm trying to get you a team. I'm trying to promote you. Then once we have that all, I read all the script, and it takes cool, yeah. Just DM me on Discord. So then once we get the whole reading done, right? So now we have you guys have seen some of this, right? But this here are whoa! Why are you doing this? The heck was that? Of the Keeper of the Flame. Yeah, no, for sure. So you guys have seen a little bit of this over here. So this here is where it depends. It depends on the sounds. It depends on how it works. You can just there's not really a good DM on YouTube. So Twitch or Discord is fine. I think, Karen, the one at the very bottom that's in that weird like triangle with the angled bottom, it looks like a upside down carrot or something like that. I think is the most interesting one. And so what we do is we go record all of it, right? So these are like all the screenshots. So as we look through an item and read a description, welcome to Profco, we love you, what plants crave. So then we go through all of these. So all of these are like different screenshots that I've taken as we've been working on stuff. This is the mechanism for the way that the gun works, right? Some of these we'll go over, some of these won't, right? Stuff like that. Yeah, I figured it out. And then we go, and then once we get all those, then we get all the clips, and these are all the clips, and I name them all, and then I put in the script where all the stuff goes, right? So once we get where all the stuff goes, get the gifts. Then we get these really cool kind of shots, right? Where we start to see, or I think they're cool. We start to see all kinds of goodies, man. All kinds of goodies. Like, there was one that I really liked that we were looking at earlier. Coliseum something, right? This one, like, so then I get all the shots, right, and go through it all. And the next video is going to be in 4K, which is even fucking sicker. Okay. So that's way later, Traver. That's like hundreds of thousands of years later than what we're talking about. Like way later. Something like that, yeah. Dude, consort level 1 no hit. Joo! So fun, dude, so fun. The consort fight is like once you start like getting it going, it's on, dude. Welcome to Vietnam. Yeah, once you get that fight going, it's badass. And it stays badass. So I mean obviously the Fell God would have been around probably, just looking for tempting somebody, right? I'm trying to be careful about saying this. So Bale is the oldest of the youngest dragons. And the first of his kind to have a biatrial heart. A heart with 2 atria. The atria of human beings are... They definitely so if one atrium receives oxygen and the other one, so one receives oxygen poor blood and one receives oxygen rich blood in us. They work together to make, okay, so if that's how it works, the ancient dragons being made of stone probably had blood which is do we want to say highly oxygenated?
Uh, I mean, the fact that he has like a flesh heart because he needs blood, unlike dragons, which are made of stone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.